Hey everyone, in this video we're reviewing Near and Far by Red Raven Games.
So this is a game that we picked up year or two ago?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a little while.
This is a game we picked up a year or two ago from Gen Con, and we actually got some of the leftover Kickstarter editions. So we got one that had metal and resin, coins and gems and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But more importantly than that is what is the game about. So this is really kind of a sequel to Above and Below. So actually, if you want to go check out our review of that game, yeah, go do that. Go ahead.
We'll wait. Come back.
Yeah, we'll wait. It's fine.
The game is for 2 to 4 players, and each session takes roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours to play.
So this is pretty much a sequel to Above and Below. It plays very differently, but the art style is still the same. There are a number of the characters from Above and Below that you can play in this one, and it very much feels like the little tiny village. It's, hundreds or maybe 1,000 years later, and now you've got these cities that you're trying to travel to, both near and far.
It also is a legacy game, so you play it over several games.
Yeah, which is a reason why we kind of didn't know if we were going to pick it up right away. There's something about legacy games that sits a little funny for me. But ultimately it came down to the fact that we really trust Red Raven to put out a high quality game, something that's worth it. And if you're worried about a legacy game because, well, eventually there's a day where you can't play it anymore, don't worry. Near and Far has a couple of different modes that you can play it on, and it comes with a lot of extra of the character cards, so you can play it legacy and still get really hundreds of hours of gameplay out of this. Or you can play it in a non-legacy version completely, and it's never a problem.
There's still the story mechanic that was in Above and Below, where you roll a die that tells you which story you get to choose, and then you have to roll to see how well you do. But you also are building a party that then will give you different abilities and different scores to be able to do different things.
Yeah, and it takes it a step farther. In the previous game, you were just sort of putting together, well, what were the options that you have? But now your party lets you really focus in on the different ways that you want to try to complete the tasks. And it even introduces the idea of like different factions and stuff like that. Again, Near and Far takes a lot of the Above and Below mechanic and then just expands on it and does it in an even better way.
So in addition to the great quality of the character pieces and all of the item pieces, the maps that you play on are in this nice spiral-bound book so that you get to flip through them. And it's pretty easy to lay it out on the table, and it's big enough that everybody can reach, and you're not trying to cram in too many of the pieces.
The quality of the game really holds up. Again, the cards don't get bent and frayed. The book's pages don't get torn easily. The cardboard token pieces are really nice, and they've got little standees so you move them around the board. If you can get a hold of the resin and the metal pieces, that feels really cool in your hand and on the card, and like cashing them in makes a great little rounders splash the pot sound. That's a lot of fun.
And they are heavy. When I was carrying this around at Gen Con, I was like, oh god, I need to set this down. It's so heavy. One of the areas that you spend a lot of time is in town, and each of the buildings have different things you can do. So you can go to one to recruit, you can go to one to just get money. There's an interesting mechanic of if another player is already in a spot, you can't go there unless you duel them. And there's one place that I believe you can't duel at all. But that adds an interesting, whoever gets there first gets to claim it, but you still have a chance to go, wait, no, I want to do that this turn, so I'll attempt to duel, and that affects your reputation whether you win or lose.
Once you get out of the town, you have the entire map to explore, and that's really neat. Every time you move, there's a good chance that you're going to have to fight something. There are resources like mining outcrops or a banana grove or things like that, where you're trying to collect some of these different items, these different resources throughout it, as well as getting to those story moments. And those stories can end up giving you brand new items, a lot of new income in jewels or in money, and even getting new party members, unique special party members that really come into handy and are more powerful. All the while you are playing your main character, and then that main character sort of levels up and gets new abilities and things like that if you do play it in the legacy style.
So that's our review of Near and Far. If you've played it, what do you think of the game? What is your favorite gameplay mode to play in? Let's talk about it more down in the comments below.
Do you have an avatar that you like to play a whole lot? I like the big Golemoid guy, so that's a lot of fun for me. All of these different games and videos are all possible because of you, and especially because of our patrons. And if you'd like to become a patron, you can head over to our Patreon page. I want to say thank you to all of them, but especially thanks to you, Arby.
Other ways you can show your support is by liking and sharing this video and subscribing to our channel. We make videos here every Tuesday and Thursday.
But until next time, thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Dawn.
And this is Roll for Initiative.
Bye.
Bye.
It's a hat.
It's a great hat.
It's a very heavy hat.
I'm going to put the hat away.